Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Red a Star Wars podcast. I am Alberto, that is Oti, and we are your hosts here on this Star Wars Saturday. A lot of news today, finally. Like Oti, you said on Twitter, things are happening, cosas están pasando.
Están pasando cosas.
All right, and Star Wars is back. Not that it ever left, but actual news. I just see I just see a lizard walking down the window. You see the shadow of a lizard. I'm not a fan of lizards, so that's going to throw me off the whole thing. Anyway, forgetting about lizards outside my window, Oti, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and how are you doing?
I'm doing well also. I told you I just went to this Mill Creek retirement farm for horses. It's kind of our place when we just need to get out and just relax and decompress for a little bit. Spend about an hour and a half there just petting horses, giving them carrots. I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go, energized, chill. It's going to be a good day. It is already a good day. It's going to be even better now.
I went to the gym and did nothing else, and it's been good.
Hey, that's something. Just release some endorphins, get everything. You're ready to go.
I'm in my getting ready for my wedding phase.
That is if you don't mind, I don't want to, again,
in
try
December.
Okay, so you have some time.
Yes, but I'm trying. So the official objective is losing 87 pounds for the wedding.
Okay.
I've got 8 done.
Hey, there we go. That's a start.
But I realistically would like to lose 100. So let's see.
All right, 2025, we might have a new person in the show here. But all right, well, again, congratulations on your engagement, your wedding coming up. Sure, it's gonna be great.
Well, things to sort out before that.
Yeah. Well, again, you have plenty of time, but it comes quick. I'm sure it's a lot closer than you think.
I mean, like, I remember I was 2 years away. I was like, oh, we got a lot of time. And now it's like, no, it's less than a year away.
It's like 10 months already. Yeah,
but we already have like most of it ready.
Okay.
I think the only things missing are the invitations and some lights. So,
all right. I'm sure nothing's gonna go wrong between now and then. Everything will be perfect.
Don't All
right, so if you're joining us today, thanks for being here. As always, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know in the chat if you're watching us live. We'll check in with you as we always do. If it's your first time joining us, subscribe to our show. If you're watching this later, make sure you comment down below all the great Star Wars topics we're going to be talking about today. And if you listen to our audio podcast when this drops, thanks. Give us a rating, review, and all that fun stuff wherever you're listening to podcasts. All right, before we check in with the chat and who's here, I started listening or reading The Living Force. Again, I was extremely grateful and lucky that they sent me an advanced copy. I've only read 2 chapters. It's pretty good. There's Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon to start. That's all I need.
I'm pretty sure you can't say anything. So
no, I still got like a month of embargo, so I can't say anything, but it's very nice. All right, Oti, who's out there in the chat today?
Woo! We got a lot of people today.
All right.
We've got, as always, Dale, our first commentator. Hi, Dale. We have Alan, the summer of Acolyte. Yes, it is. Right. Apparently, it's looking that way. We have Brennan. He's in the chat as always. Hello there, Brennan. Buck is walking Tora, his dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're having a nice day, apparently.
Weather is nice. It is very nice.
We have Lauren in the chat.
Hi, Lauren, they're back. The Galactic Podcast is back with more shows, so go check on those.
And in reference to last week's episode, go check out our discussion on the Phantom Menace, because the Phantom Menace is great.
It is great. It's like we just hit that episode last week at the perfect moment, right? Empire dropped something. Movies are coming back into the theaters. We just did our 25-year look back. It's like perfect drop. If you haven't checked it, I'll see if tomorrow I'll put a little link up here for people to check it out. But like Bucky said, it's a great day. I always complain that it's cold here for Florida. It's like 77 degrees right now. It's sunny, little breeze. Very nice out there. All right, so again, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars. And as always, we start with Star Wars news.
Star Wars news.
Oti, with the prequel trilogy turning 25 years this month, or this year, I should say, Empire Magazine went out there and trolled everyone with their post, "Hello there." But it was, there was a lot of speculation. Twitter went to Inspire, said the Acolyte trailer, Kenobi Season 2. But no, it's interviews with the cast of the Phantom Menace and everyone from the prequel trilogy, I should say. They released 3 new posters, which are great, plus one of those pictures with Hayden Christensen redoing the famous poster from the Phantom Menace.
Killer picture.
Oh, it's great. But Oti, let's start with Twitter, and I guess your Star Wars social media just went on a frenzy, all the fans with their speculations. I didn't hear you post anything. Were you just
because I knew it was nothing. When has Empire Magazine ever announced anything? They usually give exclusives to Vanity Fair. So if Vanity Fair posted something, I would have been interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I was very optimistic for something huge to come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like on the other side, I was like, they've never, from what I know, they've never had the exclusive on anything. So I don't expect them to announce Kenobi Season 2.
Yeah. It was when I saw "Hello There," I'm like, wait, that's too specific. It's like, this is Kenobi wise. But like you said, they're not going to announce, even if it was Vanity Fair, they're not going to announce a second season Kenobi on
an interview.
On an interview, on an article, on Twitter. Like you said, it's going to be on a random Tuesday on StarWars.com or something. So that threw me off. So and people started saying, oh, maybe it's just something about the Phantom Menace being 25 years old. Like, that makes more sense. But Kenobi doesn't say hello there, as far as I remember, in the Phantom Menace. So like, I don't know.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh, they knew. And they trolled. Even
they
the
did the
meme. They did the meme, which was great. The furthest I went is maybe it's an Acolyte story. Maybe something for the Acolyte. What's maybe that kind of makes sense.
That would have
been But why hello there? But anyway, great reveal. We got snippets of interviews. Hayden Christensen talking about how great it's been to see how the fans have reacted to movies after 25 years. And also one with, I can't believe I just forgot his name, but Qui-Gon Jinn talking about how
Liam Neeson,
that guy from Taken, Liam Neeson saying how he and Ewan took it very hard. The reception, I guess, Jar Jar Binks, because they knew Ahmed Best did a great job and they were all laughing on set, so they took that very personal. But again, just seeing how everyone has grown up with those movies, like we said last week, and now everyone's very positive about it. So that's great to hear. Now the actors kind of not figuring that out, but seeing that from the fans. And the posters were great. Everyone was picking out their favorite figures from that third one.
That poster was very cool. I mean, Empire always does some very cool covers for Star Wars movies and everything. And this was not the exception.
Yeah. But I think the biggest surprise was when they dropped, I guess this morning, saying that the Phantom Menace is coming back to the movie theaters with a great poster there.
I think that's Matt Ferguson.
Matt Ferguson at Cakes Comics, I believe is his handle. This is insane posters. May the 4th weekend, so believe it's May 3rd when this is coming out. I know the answer is yes. Well, you're gonna go watch this at the
yes,
movies.
I went to watch the Return of the Jedi last year and it was very fun. So, and going to a packed theater to watch it was very cool. My fiance texted me.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta say the right thing.
I mean, there's not really a word in Spanish, so we just say whatever comes out.
Yeah.
There is a word in Spanish.
It doesn't make.
So she texted me like, "Why are they releasing it on the 3rd and not on the 4th? What a missed opportunity!" And I was like, "Okay."
It's the weekend. I don't remember. Is it a Thursday or a Friday? The 3rd is funny.
It's a Friday.
They probably even release it on Thursday night anyway. So I'll try to go. I couldn't make it to the Return of the Jedi one. I'll try to make it to this one. And then I'm guessing, do you think next year for the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith? Kind of makes sense.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope. I really wish they released all of them. Like,
It makes sense. It's really weird if they don't release Attack of the Clones in between the two of them.
I remember when they did the Phantom Menace in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like people saying that they were gonna do all of them in 3D. I was just so excited to go to watch Star Wars, and I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Phantom Menace on 3D on the billboard there on the just driving by the movie theater. I think it just said coming soon. I think they never came to that theater, and then that theater shut down, which was the closest one to my house, and now that's why I have to drive 30 minutes to the closest one. But very excited. Again, the prequel kids are just loving this weekend. All the tweets out there, so everyone's very happy to see this. I'll try to make it there. So, and you guys in the chat, are you gonna go to the theaters? How many times are you gonna go watch this?
How many times? I'll just see it the one time.
Yeah.
Lauren saying that she's gonna see it for sure. She can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean that's like a weird thing with the re-releases because I just want to see it in the theater, but like I can really watch it whenever I want.
Yeah. Since I just watched it 2 weeks ago, it's like, am I gonna go watch it again? But I'll try because it is a great experience to watch the pod racing. Oh crap! I almost fell down.
There you go. That's the first strike. I called it.
Let's move on.
I just wanted to be in the record, and you can go listen to the last episode to see what I said. But I said I don't love the pod racing scene as much as a lot of people. Yeah. And I said to Alberto, now you could just gonna throw that in my face every time we talk about pod racing. You'll be like, Oti, I know you hate pod racing, and I don't hate pod racing. I just don't have an attachment to it.
I didn't say anything. You're jumping to conclusions.
Oh, Bug is saying he's gonna go every day. Good for you.
All right. Yeah.
Lauren's saying something very important. Hearing Duel of the Fates in the cinema is gonna be amazing. Yes, it is. When the Duel of the Fates starts, I can see people just losing.
I'm just gonna, I think if I go, I want to go to a packed one. I told you I always go early screens. I want to go to a late one to see everyone freaking out. Do you think, I'm gonna say no, but do you think there'll be any adjustments, any special changes?
No.
Would you like to see they do like a special release, a special version? No, just keep it as is.
Unless George Lucas wasn't bored making the changes. No, I'm not interested in Dave Filoni's version of the Phantom Menace. Like, no,
it'd be great. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to our second topic, which actually was going to be our main one today, but there was a lot of stuff that dropped just in the past couple of days. But Donald Glover was talking. There we go. During an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, talking about his new Amazon series, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Donald Glover was asked about the Lando movie, to which he had this to say, which is a long quote, so just bear with me. I said yes because I like the characters and my kids love Star Wars. And at this point, I just know when something's going to be good because you're really fighting the industry when you put your imprint on a franchise of that magnitude. I feel like I have enough control, and maybe you get painted as a control freak, but it's like, yeah, control allows for the vision to be singular. And if the vision is singular, people want it more. The less it's singular, the less people want it because they feel they could have made it. Look, we live in a time where anybody can effing make anything. You go on TikTok, there's literally every type of thing. There's documentaries, there's puppetry, there's yarn stop motion. So why would you want to see something you feel like you could have made? So a lot to unpack there, Oti. Let's start with not everyone, but a lot of people, when they hear that one person has control of the whole story and they're the only ones doing it, I'll just throw Dave Filoni here, kind of under the bus a little bit. When people hear that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are the only ones kind of writing everything Mandalorian, writing everything Ahsoka, a lot of people, including myself sometimes, talk about we need more voices, different voices to tell a better story. When you hear that Donald Glover saying like he has whole control of this movie, do you feel any apprehension towards that, or do you think he's going more of a creative side with the, like he said, the industry is kind of a way Disney and Lucasfilm will meddle too much, and he has control of everything. He can kind of pick and choose who he wants to work with or whatever he wants to do.
I mean, I'm not worried about it. I I really just got hung up on the whole Farrow and Filoni having full control on the show that's theirs. So if he got hired, that's like my main thing with studios nowadays. If they hire Donald Glover to tell this story, let him tell the story you hired him for. Don't bring in other people to fix the script because you don't like it in the end. No. He sold you on an idea. Execute that idea. And I think that's like the biggest problem with blockbusters nowadays. Even blockbuster TV shows. They bring in these people because the cachet and whatnot. And they don't like what they did, and they just start throwing money at it, trying to patch it up and make a whole huge mess. So no, I'm not worried that Donald Glover has full control of the show. Yeah. It's not like he's gonna set it in the Atlanta universe.
It might be cool, but at the same time, even though he has full control, seems like he has full control of the story wants to tell. I'm sure he's still going to talk to the story group and all those people that work in the kind of keeping the whole canon together to make sure everything's connected. It's not repeating something that's going to happen later and nothing gets messed up. I'm sure those conversations are still going to happen.
Again, that's not how anything is made. Like people have like this conception that he's gonna go into a room, write everything, then he's gonna hide in a soundstage, shoot everything, and then Disney will get to see it. Like, no, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this has ever worked. Or maybe sometimes it works like that. I don't know, but not with Star Wars. Not with when we're talking of hundreds of millions of dollars being poured into this. Like, so again, no, I'm not worried at all. Oh, look who's here.
Who's here?
Roberto is in the chat.
Roberto, how you doing? I'm still, I don't want to say surprised.
Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried. I'm not the biggest fan of Lando as a character. We've talked about this before. So this is a movie, I guess, at this point. Yes, just like you hate pod racing, that's how much I hate Lando. Not surprised that this is still happening. I'm glad that it's not like Taika Waititi that's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. He seems to have an idea of what he wants to do and wants to do it. I know he's very busy with a bunch of other stuff. So in that sense, I'm not worried. Like everything I've seen from him, it's been pretty good. So in that sense, I'm okay. I sometimes get a little, when people have too much controls, like you have to be open to other ideas. It's the only thing. But I'm glad that this is still happening at some point. 2027. Who knows when this movie comes out? Again, we didn't know about the Mando and Grogu movie. Just got announced this year with the next one to come out. And we're going to be talking about that afterwards. We got Mando and Grogu, 2 movies coming out in 2026. If we get, let's say, the Filoni movie 2027, and then the Mango movie 2028, this comes out 2029 or
I'm still not convinced this is a movie. Like I'm not really convinced this is a movie.
We'll see. But yeah, good for him to be so excited to do it. And I'm glad that he likes the characters. His kids love Star Wars, doing it for that love. So in that sense, I'm happy. And like we always say, I'll be seated, I'll be watching. I'll talk about it here. All right, what else? I see some comments apart from Roberto being here.
So Lauren is saying, I'm glad this project is still happening from those original announced back in like 2018. Though
yeah, it's been a long time.
I think it was 2020.
Still feels like 2018.
Solo came out in 2018. so
could it be like a 10-year anniversary to Solo when this comes out? That would be a nice hit.
Maybe. Roberto says, in Donald we trust. He sounds very interested in making it really good. Yeah, the more I hear him talk, the more I think that he did not like the vision from, I forgot his name, the guy who made Haunted Mansion, who got fired from this project. Mm-hmm. So I really think he did not like the vision. He was like, Kathy, come on, let me do it.
Yeah. I mean, his track record is great. And I haven't seen, I'm sure you want to read that.
I agree with OT about how Donald Glover is gonna have complete control. Isn't gonna have complete control, and he has shown that he likes to collaborate with strong creators, especially women. this is good for Lando. Yeah, he probably gonna bring in like his crew for. I don't think it's gonna be written, directed, produced, and starred by Donald Glover.
I think when the announcement was made that he was kind of taking over, I think it was with his brother, his collaborator for Atlanta, is going to be helping him write the movie. So
he and his brother.
Yeah. So again, when the trailer drops, I might be the first one to say I was wrong, and I'll be watching it.
I'll be consistent with this. I will always say that Alden Ehrenreich did a better Han Solo than Donald Glover did Lando. You may crucify me for this.
I agree. I love that Han Solo so much. And the more time passes, the more it's never going to happen again. I think we're like at that 1 year that's going to be too late to come back to that character.
It would be sick if it would be sick if Donald Glover brought in Alden for
it just depends when it happens.
Thing.
Yeah, it's a quick 1 episode cameo. Just give a quick wink as well. All right, so wait, I skipped here we go. So I know what am I doing?
Dale has a wild take. I need to read.
What?
Dale says, I've been speculating that if Omega survives a Bad Batch, she'll be trained as a Jedi. Is anyone with me? No, I don't agree with this.
No one's with you, Dale. I'm sorry on that one.
You're alone, Dale.
The only thing I'm with you is that Omega's gonna survive the Bad Batch.
Oh,
she doesn't 100%. Survive the Bad Batch. It's gonna be a lot of loud voices on Twitter.
It's gonna be super weird if they kill the kid.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about movie release dates, and this is something we've kind of talked already a little bit about, but it's more official now. So during that
Disney... they made a logo.
Crap! I should have released anyway. During that Disney earning call, which where the big reveals from Bob Iger happened, so he, I guess, officially announced that The Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out in summer of 2026, so May 2022, 2026. We got that logo, but I don't know if that's official. I don't think it came from the Star Wars Twitter account or official account. Still a weird name. We'll see what happens. An untitled Star Wars movie, December 18th, 2026, which everyone believes is the Rey movie.
Okay.
Then Avatar 5, December 2031, Oti. I know it's not Star Wars. Can you even fathom
Avatar
thinking
5.
So 5? We're only done 2. 2031.
That's like 7 years away.
I'm crying thinking that far. I mean, James Cameron, here's to you for your belief in that.
I think that Force Awakens was 9 years ago.
Dude, I'm dying thinking about movies already in 2031. Like you said, this fifth one.
I remember that when the sale got announced, I would think like, oh, there's gonna be like 40 Star Wars movies before I die, and at this pace, there's gonna be like 15.
Yeah. Oh my, 2031. Anyway, not surprised. We've been speculating that May is gonna be the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Makes sense if this is shot on the volume, which a lot of people are kind of believing. Gets shot a lot quicker. If they were already doing pre-production on season 4, they might not just melt those things. So you kind of reminded me how quickly sometimes these things move. So it makes sense that Mandalorian might came out that day. So any surprise? Not really, right?
No, I just wanted to mention, like, people get hung up with these investor calls. Just keep in mind, this is a call to let investors know how their money is being used and let them know, like, random things. Like, yes, we're changing the tracks on It's a Small World because this and this. Like, it's not for fans. Like, and we've seen this late a trillion times, and a trillion times it has changed. So. And another thing, all the sequel trilogy movies, all of them were slated for May and got delayed later on. So don't be surprised if this movie gets delayed to December later on.
Yeah, I'm not holding on, especially to that December date. It's whatever. Just give me the movie when it's ready. I don't, like you said, we need to tell people that are paying all those Bob Iger salary, unfortunately, when things are coming out. But
I used to be an investor.
It's your fault, Lottie. Giving those billionaires. I don't care. It's like that's what we think. So I'm glad. Like, give me a Star Wars movie, a new one. I want to see it now.
The other thing is, like, I really hope they don't do the 2 movies a year. It really seems like they're gonna do it because they already have 2 like at 6 months. So even if one moves to December, the other one will then move to May. But I don't know. Like I was telling Tony that what we do as Star Wars fans is wait, and I don't mind waiting for another one after the next one that I desperately want to see already. So I really hope we stay at 1 a year.
I think it might happen for this one just because this Mandalorian movie came out of nowhere. And if it's what people have been saying that, season 4 is going to be a shortened season, then they just going to end it with the movie. Maybe they just want to release it. I don't want to say and be done with it because Mandalorian has been such a big hit for them. But hopefully this is the only time. And we don't get 2 in 2027 and 2 in 2028. If it's going to happen, just give me a one-off just to get it out of the way, sorry. And then just give me 1 a year and even wait 2 years. Like you said, we've been waiting now since 2019, right? When Rise of Skywalker came out. So it's going to be like 70 years. We can wait 1 year in between. It's not that difficult. There's a lot. We got the TV shows. We didn't have the TV shows in between before. So this can hold us up.
Yeah, Bug is saying that he doesn't mind the 2 a year. He thinks that they can wait. He just doesn't want them hoarding them. And I mean, like, there's this whole conversation about Skeleton Crew. Maybe they're reshooting something. I don't know. It's really, unless it's like Christmas themed in some way and they have to release it in December, I really think it would be super weird if they have like a completed show and they're just sitting on it for a year.
But it was supposed to come out December, right? This past December. I mean, it was
no, but what I'm saying is that maybe something happened. Like maybe
they're
reshooting something. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, the strike happened. Maybe they want Jude Law out there promoting this movie. I mean, this TV show. But yeah, I mean, if something's done, release it. We've seen what happened with freaking Saslab and WB, what they're doing with their movies and TV shows, just canceling things left and right. Just give it to us when it's ready.
So Lauren is asking, she already got answered in the chat, but just addressing questions people might have. So this Mando movie is not the Dave Filoni movie. No, it's not. Even in the announcement, it said that Dave Filoni is still working on his movie. So
and Ahsoka season 2. It should come up. All right. So before we move, since we're talking about movie release date, I will talk more about movie trailers when we do our War Between Fandom with the Super Bowl tomorrow, Oti. Star Wars is not big on releasing trailers during the Super Bowl. They don't want to be drowned out. They want to be just the highlight. The only one I can remember, we got a teaser for Solo and then the full trailer the next day on Good Morning America. Any chance we get, I doubt that a Bad Batch second trailer, can we get something for the Acolyte or anything Star Wars related, do you think, revealed during the Super Bowl tomorrow?
If I had to bet, no, I would not bet that something's going to get announced. I think that it would be a very good opportunity for Lucasfilm to throw in a teaser for the Acolyte.
Okay.
Have all those millions of viewers watch this next Star Wars show trailer, which is taking Star Wars to a place they've never seen it before. I think it would be a massive, massive opportunity for them to promote this show.
I would love it. I'm not betting anything on it. I don't think it's happening. I hoped. I think it might even be more of a safer bet that they might even do a Phantom Menace thing. Saying this is coming back to the trailer. That would be pretty cool to see it again. I don't think they're doing that for the Acolyte. I wish, but I'm putting more chips in something Phantom Menace than I would on the Acolyte. Although that bet is a higher payoff that I would want.
I was listening to Alex and Molly and Star Wars Explained this morning, and they were saying like maybe a sizzle reel for Disney Plus, like coming in 2024. This is all we're doing. Yeah, that could work, and then we get like a mini teaser for Acolyte and a mini teaser for Skeleton Crew. So we'll see.
We'll see. And speaking of mini teasers and things, we got today, and I just had to write this down because I didn't get a chance to. From our friends, or not our friends, let me rephrase that. According to Collider, and this was on a report written by a friend of the show also, I mean, the Acolyte is premiering this summer of 2024. So we have the Bad Batch starting in a couple of weeks, and then the Acolyte coming summer of 2024. We kind of expected that this was going to be the next live-action TV show with Skeleton Crew later in the year. So looks like officially we have summer 2024 for the new TV show, and then again, like you mentioned, kind of hopefully we get a teaser soon, and maybe even during the Super Bowl. I think no big news, but at least some official that summer. We finally get to see the Acolyte, very similar to Skeleton Crew. We thought it might come out 2023, got pushed to this year. High Republic in the middle of Phase 3. Very excited. Are you still excited, Oti?
I don't think this is official.
I think they said they confirmed it. Anyway, summer 2024.
I love Arisu, and I hope she's right until I see it in Star Wars.com. And even then, I don't think it's official. 1. But, like, yes, it makes sense that it comes out in the summer. It could be like a summer event thing, like a weekly Star Wars talk on, holy crap, that you see that you see that lightsaber, that you see that
light whip
using a light whip.
Freaking Wookiee when he comes out, it's gonna be amazing.
Use your curse word.
Yeah, I know. I didn't use it in the Donald Glover story. I just use it now.
I'm
so excited.
There. Stop it right there. Roberto, it's too expensive for a Super Bowl ad. It might be better to drop something a few days. Yes, it's so expensive. But we're talking about Disney, one of the biggest companies on the planet. That's it.
That's it. We just stop it. I mean, it wouldn't. They've done it before when they do something very quick, a 15-second, and then next morning in Good Morning America, 9:30 in the morning. Here you go. This is the full trailer. It's ABC. If the Super Bowl was in ABC or one of the affiliates, maybe. But this is CBS, so maybe they don't want to give Paramount in. I think they're just gonna do a bunch of Marvel stuff this year. So.
Bug is my spirit animal. I'll believe it when I have seen it with my own eyes. Why would they do Marvel? Marvel has been bleeding them money for like 2 years.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'm so excited for the Acolyte. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm very excited for it.
Why are you scared?
I don't know. It's a new.
You're so dramatic. You always want to be the guy in Twitter like, I'm so afraid of these pages I'm reading. The Star Wars coloring book, I'm afraid.
Dude, if you paint that outside the line, you don't know what might happen. You turn the page.
The leveler will turn you to
leveler.
Lauren is saying that she's waiting for Skeleton Crew knows, and I am too. Like, we know nothing of that show.
Skeleton Crew is a special one, right? It's a weird one. There was a trailer in Celebration. There was interviews with the cast. Like, it was ready to go. Jude Law was talking about it. What's his name? I know he plays Urkel, but I forgot the name of the actor.
I
want to say not Jaleel White. Jaleel White, maybe. Someone just correct me in the chat. He is playing a pirate. So it's like there's not the Karai, not that, Alan. So yeah, Skeleton Crew is like, it's this Amblin feel with the kids, and first they kind of wanted to kids like Stranger Things, and then the Amblin angle. So yeah, what's happened with Skeleton Crew? So, and this year is for the new Star Wars show that we don't know anything about. We're very happy for them. We're very excited, I should say. Thank you, Lauren. Jamil White. See, that was close. All right, so hopefully, Acolyte Summer 2024, we see some High Republic Jedi, although this is at the end of it. All right, so that does it for Star Wars news, I believe. Anything that I might have made anything you kind of think? I was kind of off.
I don't know. I love Star Wars still. That's all I want to say.
All right, so let's go a little bit into non-spoiler talk. I know you haven't read it, right? I
haven't even
started. All right, so let me go here real quick. A non-spoiler review for Escape from Valo, the new High Republic middle grade book by Daniel Jose Alder and Alicia Wong.
I just want to say, if you want to go completely blank into this book, skip ahead, because Alberto is terrible with spoilers.
Wow. I even wrote stuff down to try to not spoil.
Okay,
There's
let's see.
an analogy I was going to make at one point was going to be too big of a spoiler, so I'm not going to do it. But so spoiler review on the Radio Rebellion website. You can read our spoiler review there. So here we have Ram Jomaran, the Jedi Padawan from that Daniel Jose Older brought to life in a bunch of his stories. So after the fall of Starlight Beacon, and this is, I'm telling you the first chapter, so this is not really spoilers. This is in the back of the book. And so when Yoda makes that call for all the Jedi to come back to Coruscant after the fall of Starlight in Midnight Horizon, Ram says, you know what, I think I'd be a better help in my home planet of Valo. I gotta go help them out. That now, I guess, came back after the Republic Fair. The Jedi won, but they had to go do other stuff. They now came back, and now they're occupying Valo and Lonisa City. So Ram's there as the Scarlet Skull from Midnight Horizon, that little band of murderers that him and Reed kind of played with. He joins with three Jedi younglings, I should say, which you'll see on the cover: Gavi, Tildo, and Tep Tep. And they're joined by a young pirate in training, Sal Kim. So that's the main group. Being a middle grade book, most of the characters are between 12 and 16 years of age, which are the people that are going to be reading this book. So it's great that both Danielle and Alisa decided to have those characters in that age, so people that are reading, all the young kids are reading this book, feel related to those characters. As always, Danielle and Alisa are great, bringing representation to the LGBTQ community. So as you can expect, that's here in the book, and it's done in a fantastic way. It's not just, oh yeah, let me just write a gay character for the sake of it. No, there's a story with them, and it makes sense, and you feel for those characters. So again, kids that are reading this are going to feel connected to those characters, and that's always something great. Being a middle grade book, don't expect that this something big is going to happen that's going to connect to the whole story. But again, it's a middle grade book. There might be something at the end. Again, I don't want to spoil that, but it can be explained in one or two sentences or paragraphs in one of the adult books. But anyway, condensed story, extremely easy read. If you're a fast reader, you'll read this in 4 or 5 hours. It took me like 3 days just going step by step. But it's a very easy read. It's a cool story that you want to keep reading. Cool characters. Some of them could have been developed a little bit more, but the ones that focus on Ram, Gavi, are the ones that you spend more time with. So those are developed pretty good. We get a lot. The main villain, Nif Drendov, he's been shown on the High Republic, not shows, on some of the reports they've done. This new Baron Bulan's apprentice, this young scientist that has a little nameless.
Really?
Yeah. So he's the main bad guy. He has a little nameless. He has a name, so it's no longer nameless. I'm not gonna spoil the name, but he's got a name.
Baby leveler.
It is a baby leveler, still gross and still hurting Jedi.
I love the leveler.
This is such a great kind of idea. I'm still surprised by it. If you're a fan of the High Republic Adventure comic line, I think you're gonna enjoy this book a lot more. If you read the Phase 2, a lot of those, they come back, that pirate gang. So like Therm Scissor Punch and the Dan Granks and Dexter, they're just so, hey, we're here. Okay, we gotta go do something else. And I'm sure that story's gonna happen in the comic books, and they might connect with this story. So if you're someone that reads everything, then yeah, go ahead and read it. It's not something that, oh, am I going to miss something if I don't read this book? Not really. But if you want to stay connected with those characters, or just, I want a fast read, then yeah, go ahead and get this book.
I did not read the Phase 2 Young Reader books, but I read the Phase 1, and I really liked them. Yeah. What I tell people is, like, they're not as childish as you think they're going to be. And they're also not as important as you mentioned. Like, they usually get summarized in one paragraph in one of the books. So do the YA, by the way. But it really helps flesh out the story. Like, I still love Test of Courage. Like,
that's my favorite one so far.
And I like it more than some of the YA books in High Republic. So
yeah.
I'm excited to read it. I just haven't gotten to it.
No, so it's like all great Star Wars book. Doesn't matter if it's a middle grade, young, adult, or adult novel. It's the stories, right? You can just can't write a book and say, yeah, this is Star Wars. It needs to have that Star Wars feel, and this has it. That found family. There's some great conversations about attachments, about compassion. What does that mean for a Jedi? How you move past them, and it's great when it comes from young kids which are going through these life-changing experiences. It's great to see that. So in that point, like you just said, might not connect to the whole bigger overarching story, but there's so great one-on-one moments in all the middle grade, and it's the same here. So don't say, it's middle grade, I'm not gonna buy it. It's a good story with good Star Wars moments, so check it out. But if you just want to focus on the adult ones, then you're not missing.
If you can't get enough of the High Republic, jump into these. They're fun.
Yeah, they're very fun. And you don't have to have read everything else to understand it. They kind of, Starlight Beacon failed. What's that? I don't care. There's a story here. Just read that one. So go check it out. Escape from Valo came out a couple of weeks ago. And
came out last week.
All right. Yeah, last week. I gave it like, I think 3.5, 3.75 stars out of 5. Good stuff out there from Daniel, Jose Older, and Alicia Wong.
Hermano Cubano.
All right, Oti. I saw a comment from.
Yep, I haven't showed it on purpose.
All right, so that's it for Star Wars news and Star Wars stuff. But let's go to that other topic of the show when we talk about things that are not Star Wars in a world between fandoms. All right, you want to throw that comment there?
Yes. Lauren said non-Star Wars, but Ote, we gotta talk about that Last of Us 2 Part 2 document. I haven't watched it yet. They did a documentary on The Last of Us Part 2. If you have not played the game, do not watch it because it has massive spoilers on what's next in the TV show. So be warned. I've seen clips of it and it seems very good. The creator basically said like, yes, I think I'm working on Last of Us 3, so good news. And I haven't watched it because I've been busy replaying The Last of Us 2, so I that's why I basically haven't gotten back to it. But I'm so excited for the next season. Like seeing the announcements of the cast, seeing who they're playing. Even though they announced O'Hara, what's her name?
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. And I talked to Lauren. We have no idea who she's playing. Like I literally have no idea who she's gonna play. So that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, like I desperately want to see this start to take form and see like the first trailer, because one thing I was talking to Lauren, like I really think you can turn the second game into 3 seasons of television.
Whoa!
So I want to see that trailer and see like what did they show us? Like, what's the story gonna be? So
yeah,
I'm very, very excited for more Last of Us.
Man, Last of Us, for someone that never played the game, this show just came out of nowhere. Like I didn't know what to expect. I know this zombie show, we've had so many, but dude, it just blew everything out of the water for me. So I just fell in love with the characters, the story. Like I said, what this was my wife, who she's not a fan of horror or gore or anything, but she's like, when is season 2 coming out? And she saw the Catherine O'Hara thing. It's like, who is she playing? So again, this video game show, which is kind of horror based, where the story kind of tells not just that kind of just zombie style. I don't know, it just captured everyone's attention. I'm extremely excited. I like you said, I can't wait for season 2. I don't know where the story is going. I stayed away from anything that documentary, anything has to do with anything with the second video game. I haven't seen anything. I just want to go fresh, like I did for the first one.
Lauren says that y'all aren't ready, and I agree. I also wanted to mention, like, they announced Caitlin Denver as a character named Abby. I'm very excited to see her because she was my pick to play Ellie. So seeing her play this other character who's similar to Ellie but totally different in a totally different way. It's gonna be very, very interesting and definitely like against type for the kinds of characters she usually does.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so that's next year, right? I don't think it's coming out
they
this
start
year.
shooting in the summer, I think. So,
okay, so still a little far away.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
All right,
Maybe,
no
but
problem.
maybe like
Early.
late next year.
Yeah. All right. So, Oti, we talked a little bit before we started, and we've been trying to keep up with your Doctor Who journey. You're kind of finishing up, starting soon. Maybe you started Peter Capaldi's third and final season, but where are you at this kind of last time? At least this Peter Capaldi era. How has it gone for you?
Capaldi has been great. He's a very funny Doctor. I like that he's Scottish, so he's naturally grumpy.
Yeah.
And he has just so many great lines and funny lines, and he does killer monologues. Capaldi is really, really a great Doctor.
I remember when I finished watching, I was like, okay, that was great. It's maybe my third favorite Doctor. But every time let me just think about Doctor Who, like he will come into my mind. All the things he went through, all his great speeches. So I think the more I think about it, man, this is like the perfect Doctor almost. Like he suffers so freaking much. But he makes some great choices also, like he did with I always forget her freaking name. Sorry, with Clara. It's like almost like Clara. With her, when it's like, I became the hybrid. Like I gotta make amends. I'm not gonna take your mind again. I already made that mistake. It's gonna be me forgetting. You're like just falling down, crying when he falls down.
That was like a great twist because they're talking at the diner.
The diner part.
Oh, she's playing him.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I sat with her here. No, Rory and that's the two that were here.
Oh, by the way, Roberto mentioned something. This is back to Last of Us. They announced a possible Tommy story, which is Joe's brother. That has me very interested if it turns out to be like a game or something. So we'll see on that. But back to Doctor Who. Capaldi has so many great episodes, and like you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, like that second season, there's a point that it's banger after banger.
When he figures out why his face came back, it's like, because I save people. It's like, yes.
I'll say this: it's clever how they managed to connect it. I love Tony's the kind of person who, and keep in mind, Tony went to film school. Like Tony, like studied film, and he's the kind of person who will drink the Kool-Aid and be like, "I planned it all along." And it's like, come on, like. So I'm of the mind that they just should not have to give an explanation on why, because Capaldi also shows up in Torchwood.
I didn't know that part.
So, but it was clever, like how they tied it up. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So from then on, then the girl who died, the girl who lived, and
the
Hellbent.
Heaven Sent.
Yeah,
that's still one of my favorites. There's 4 billion years in between, but the Doctor basically loses Clara and River's song back to back, and that sucks.
Dude, that River song, when I remember crying in my bed watching when he said, "Oh, how long are the nights in Trenzalore?" Not Trenzalore, in like 24 years, and she just I knew it. Like you always have a trick up your sleeve. It might be our last night, but it lasts 24 years. Like. I'm so glad that they had that moment. He gives her the Sony screwdriver that connects to like 5 seasons ago. That if you're Tony, they planned it. They planned.
So basically, from there, she's gonna go to the library, right?
Yeah.
I love her. I know she's your favorite character.
Yeah.
And she's a great character, and just such. Like connecting that tragedy, like knowing something's happening because the Doctor's crying, it's a special night, and then meeting the Doctor again, but only realizing like you have no idea who I am, and that's like what triggers like this is it, this is when I die.
It's perfection. But then you get episodes like the Mummy in the train, which is a fun episode.
Are you my mommy?
Every time.
There was one I did not like. I can't remember it right now. Whatever.
I know you didn't like the Robin Hood one. I really enjoyed that.
Nah, there's a lot of Doctor Who episodes. It's not that I don't like that. I pay more attention to my phone than I pay attention to them. I usually like in those episodes check out and like when they get back to the TARDIS at the end tune in because that's when things usually happen. I wanted to mention something. Oh, let's do some speculation. So that episode was the last time River's song shows up, right?
Yes.
Do you think we're gonna see her again?
I think so. I just forgot the name of the actress, which again, Maggie Love just interviewed in MegaCon.
I saw it.
That was.
By the way, I there's a book on. I think it's River Song short stories. I bought.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. The announcement. Just quick. Now that I mentioned MegaCon, are you going to the Puerto Rico Comic Con? Charles Souls is gonna be there.
So the Charles Soule tickets are over. I want to try to go. Every year I say I'm going to go and I don't go. But Tony and I had a whole conversation on the Puerto Rico Comic Con on our show on Friday. So
my brother-in-law always goes and he has his own booth. He sells Funko Pops and different figures. So
I'm going to try to go. Like everyone I know that's been there love it. And I know people who like are not into fandoms, but they go every year.
Yeah.
So
I'm so not angry with myself. I just didn't know it was happening so quickly. This MegaCon in Orlando. It's next weekend. I don't have time. But going back to speculative, I think it makes sense. Bring her back for Shooty. It's those two together.
Have Shooty go to the library and be like, "Nah, let me connect this to something else."
Yeah, it was on this TV, and then she comes back.
Those two together would be amazing.
Yeah. All right, Doctor Who is great. So things that I've been watching, I watched Percy Jackson on Disney Plus.
Oh, did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I think
I've heard good things.
It's a younger kind of fantasy. I've never read the books. I maybe watched one of the movies that came out a couple of years ago, but I know that the author of the book is very hands-on with this series, so it's very kind of what he wants it to take, that kind of angle. So I really enjoyed it. There's short episodes, long episodes, like 8 episodes, or was it 8? 7 or 8 episodes. The series, it just got renewed for season 2. It's the kid, whatever. And the 3 kid actors went to Galaxy's Edge, and they all had lightsabers and Jedi cloaks. I'm like, put them like young Padawans in the High Republic. It makes sense. And not kind of fandom related, but I've been watching Masters of the Air on Apple TV.
I saw.
It's that World War II bombers. Loving it. And Shooty's in there. Hasn't shown up yet, but I've seen him in the trailer. It's going to show up. But reminds me a little bit about the bombing sequence in The Last Jedi. It's very methodical. All right, Dr. Ricardo, hint a little bit. So the Super Bowl tomorrow. Any big movie trailers? I think we should get Deadpool 3. I'm guessing that's kind of that no-brainer. Do you think we get a Fantastic Four, at least kind of like a cast announcement, a trailer to just show who's doing the...
A trailer of what? They've shot nothing.
I don't know. I don't think... Not a trailer, but I think we can get something that announces who's playing who. Everyone's been waiting for that one.
I don't think so.
All right. So I got a question, because I don't know. This is... for James Gunn's the new Superman Legacy, he's still just writing the script, right? They haven't started shooting.
No, we're definitely not getting after it. Next year, though, we might.
Yeah, because we all know, right? He did the one for Guardians of the Galaxy about 10 days of shooting or something. If there was something Superman that drops, and I know it's not going to happen, but that would just be break everything.
Yeah, but I don't think they haven't even started recording.
Yeah.
We could get one for Dune, like a final trailer. That movie's coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
not in 2 weeks, in a little bit more. So
yeah, I know apart from Deadpool, I don't know what else is coming. There's in that earnings call, like Moana 2 is coming out this year.
Apparently.
And, supposed to be a TV show and it's gonna be a movie. Maybe we get something Disney-wise in terms of seeing that new Lion King, the Scar story or Mufasa, whoever. That's been shooting for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I have no idea what we're gonna get. I never watched the Super.
Just go to YouTube.
I'll probably be in the movie theater or something.
What did you watch? Yeah, last week. I know when we finished last week, you were straight to the movies.
Oh, I went to watch Argyle. I liked it. Okay, it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter wants to go. I gotta see if I can take her at some point.
It was pretty good.
All right, so we'll see. All right, guys, that brings an end to our show this week. Great as always. Thanks for everyone for being in the chat. Lively chat this week. A lot of people out there.
Lauren, Dale, Roberto, Buck, Brennan. Ooh, sorry, I'm tired. Everyone, thank you. Alan was in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so great show as always. We'll be back next week. Star Wars news are dropping, so who knows what's going to happen between now and then. And then the Bad Batch is coming in about 2 weeks, I think, already. That's going to be...
Really?
I think it's like February 21st or something.
Star Wars, nothing but
Star Wars. See you next week.
Give me those